Hello everyone. Unlock your spine's flexibility and improve your back health with today's full body gentle back bend routine. This targeted workout focuses on increasing strength and improving flexibility in your back and hip region, helping you improve posture and reduce pain. I'm going to use few props, a belt, two blocks and a chair. Let's start in lying position on the mat when you are ready. Keep a block handy when you come to the mat in lying position, or maybe you want to keep both the blocks handy. When you lie on the mat, bring the soles of your feet close to your hips. Your knees are roughly hip width apart or in line with your hips. Your toes are spreading or leaning towards the wall in the front. From here, take a block and slide a block at its flat side or at its side underneath your hips, like this. Option 1 or option 2, you can keep it at its side. Now I'm keeping it at the flat side, then my arms are beside my hips, my fingers are lengthened, palms facing towards the ground. Lifting through the chest, moving the shoulders back, but you're not pushing your ribcage forward like this and creating arch in your back. That's not what I meant. That's not what I mean here. Just lifting through the chest, like not narrowing and bringing the shoulders up like that. Instead of that, lifting through the chest. Then while pressing your feet on the ground, on an exhale, you raise your hips up. On inhale, you bring them down. Let's do 5 iterations of this. So while maintaining the alignment that I just explained, place your feet on the ground and raise your hips up on an exhale. Inhale and bring them down. So when you are raising the hips, make sure your knees are still in line or maintaining the alignment that we just had. Slowly on an exhale, raise your hips higher and bring them down on an inhale. Let's do 3 more reps of this. Exhale and lift your hips up, pressing through the feet. Inhale and bring them down. So it's important when you bring your hips higher, you're pressing all the edges of your feet on the ground. Inhale and come down. Last iteration. Exhale and raise your hips higher. Go higher, a bit more, centimeter more. Slowly inhale and come down. Move a block aside, turn to your side and come up and have a look at the demonstration, a quick demonstration of the next asana or variation that we are going to do. Yeah, let's practice variation of Chatushpadasana, 4-footed pose. The earlier pose was bridge pose, Setubandhasana. So take a belt and place it at the front of your ankles like this and pull it from the center and form 2 loops of the belt around your ankles like this. See how I have formed the 2 loops here? So I have formed the 2 loops and near my ankles and holding them with my hands. So while holding them, just lie on your back like you were earlier. Just lie back. Your hips are still your feet are close to your hips and you're holding the loops that you have formed with the belts. Once more, observe your knees. They are still in line, hip width apart, and toes are not curled in. Lifting to the chest and shoulders going down towards the ground. This time, be very aware of your feet. See if you are pressing inner edges, outer edges, your heels, inner heels and outer heels on the ground when you raise your hips high. Okay, with that awareness, while pressing the feet or all the edges of your feet, raise your hips gently just above the ground so that you can tuck your shoulders in. So move or tuck the shoulders in, move them in towards the spine. Then once more, while pressing your feet on the ground strongly, that's where your foundation or the strength is coming from your feet. Raise the hips higher towards the ceiling as high as possible and maintain this height If you can, slide your hands on the bed more towards your ankle. Gentle breath. Make sure your knees are not falling out to the sides, and you keep pressing your feet on the ground to raise your hips a centimeter more towards the ceiling. You are building the enormous strength in your back of your legs. That means in your quads, in your hamstrings and your glutes. Good for your back health, strong hips, good for your spine health. Slowly bring your hips down on the ground. Move the belt aside. Take a breath. Straighten your legs and just wiggle them side by side. Let any tension release. Let any tension in your back or in your legs quieten. Then bend your right leg and interlock your fingers like this right up to the bed, and wrap your hands around your shin to bring your right knee close to your right chest or outside of your right chest. Just play around, get your leg into different angle, I mean the knee, inwards, close to your chest, outwards, and see how that feels. Especially how that feels on your back when you have gentle pressure of your thigh on your abdomen. Slowly release and change. Bring your left leg close to your chest. Let the go out. Let the leg come on your chest. Let it come in. Feel that pressure on your abdomen and release. Slowly come up. Next, variation of Setu Bandhasan using chair. So what we are going to do here is, take a chair, place your legs outside of the chair and pull the front legs of the chair close to your hips. And while holding the legs of the chair, slowly lie back and bring your feet at the side bars of the chair like this, and you're still holding the front bars of the chair. Now while holding them, slowly raise your hips higher so that you can bring your feet on the seat of the chair. Okay? Once you bring your feet on the chair, tuck your shoulders in like we did and raise your hips higher. Okay? Stay here for a few breaths, 2 breaths. From here, see if you can lift the balls of your feet, come onto your heels and lower your hips more towards the ground. If there is any discomfort or pain here, then just stay here. Just stay with your buttocks going more towards your shins, not coming towards your head, so that you create more length at your lower back, between your lower back and your buttocks. Helps you to release any compression there. And if you are feeling stable and strong, then while lifting your balls of your feet, lower your hips towards the ground, exhale and raise your hips higher, lift them higher, let the chest come perpendicular to the ceiling, slowly. That means your sternum is coming perpendicular to the ceiling, or you're trying to get it as high as possible so that it looks like it is perpendicular to the ceiling. Last 2 iterations. If you're staying up, just stay there, keep pressing through your feet to lift, maintain that height. Visualize the strength that you are building in your glutes, your hamstrings, at the front of your thighs, at the back of your thighs. Last iteration. Raise your hips higher and stay here for a few breaths. And it's important when you have your hips higher, just play with your feet, where your feet needs to be, to have that height, to achieve that height of your hips. So if my feet are too close to me, on the seat of the chair, then I wouldn't be able to lift my hips comfortably higher. So they need to be a bit towards the other end of the chair so that I can lift my hips higher. So play along with that and see and find that place for your feet on the seat of the chair that gives you or that helps you to get the maximum height of your hips. Slowly come down. Bring your legs outside of the chair and push the chair away. Hands on your ribs, and use your legs to push the chair away. Straighten your legs. Make sure you have enough space there to move the chair, and just take 3 breaths here. Slow and steady. Make this the last breath. Alright, slowly come up and let's try that one more time. This time, instead of going up and down, when we go up in the first iteration, we just stay there, okay? So bring the chair close to your hips, holding the front bars of the chair. Your feet are at the side bars of the chair. Raise your hips slightly up so that you can bring your feet on the seat of the chair. Now adjust your feet so that you can raise your hips higher as high as possible. Before that, tuck your shoulders in. Adjust or play with the placement of your feet on the chair, which allows you to raise your hips higher, and then stay here. Watch your knees, the alignment of your knee. You want to have one straight line from your thighs, from your hips. So if your hips are down, that's not one straight line. So raise your hips higher to form that one straight line. Slow and steady breath. And you're using the strength from your feet, from the back of your thighs, front of your thighs, from your buttocks to lift the hips higher. And don't hold your breath. Keep breathing. Buttocks are going more towards the shin, then not moving towards the head. Create that space in the back. Last 2 breaths here. Gentle smile on your face. Make this the last breath. On an inhale, slowly come down. Hips towards the ground. Bring the legs or soles of your feet on the ground and push the chair away. Make sure you have enough space there. Straighten your legs and take a breath or 2. When you are ready, slowly bend your legs to bring soles of your feet together. Arms at your sides. Feel that lengthening or extension at your inner thighs. Allow your knees to sink more towards the ground, but don't add any pressure to press your knees down. Let them sink down towards the ground naturally. Observe your breath. See if you're creating any arch at the back. If so, use your thumbs like this to move the buttock flesh away towards your soles of your feet, so that you're moving your hips or your buttocks more towards your heels. Gentle breath. Let's stay here for more 3 breaths. Slow inhale and slow exhale. If you want, you can close your eyes and observe where do you feel the breath in your throat, in your chest, in your abdomen. not curl your toes, let them lengthen. Feel the soles of your feet, feel the inner edges and outer edges touching each other. When you are ready, slowly bring your knees close to each other. Then turn towards your right or left and slowly come up. And pull the chair, sit in cross-leg position. Pull the chair close to you so that you can rest your head or forehead on the seat of the chair. And you can have your arms at the side bars of the chair, option 1. Or you can bring your arms in folded positions on the seat of the chair. Slow and steady breath. Since we were engaged in gentle back bends, now we are doing gentle forward bend here as a release pose. So slow and steady breath. Observe the sensations in your back, in your lower back, in your hip region, in your legs. See if there is any tension or tightness. If yes, on an exhale, see if you can release it or soften any tightness which you are feeling in that area. Two more breaths here. Slow inhale and slow exhale. One more time. Slow inhale and slow exhale. When you are ready, slowly come up and join your palms. You can stay in the position where you are. Join your palms in Namaskar Mudra or prayer position. Sit upright, sit tall. Slow and steady breath. Allow your shoulders to go down, lift through the chest, move your head forward, slightly forward. Take this opportunity to thank yourself for being engaged in the practice and looking after your spine health, your hip health. Imagine a person you would like to dedicate today's practice. Bring that face in front of your eyes with gentle smile on your face. Namaste and thank you. If you like what I'm saying here, please press the like button. See you next time. Till then, be your best version.